I wake up in the morning, telegram in hand, heart to our community, the coolest in the land. Cheese cream drops a joke, got me laughing loud. Then I start to scroll down through the daily crowd. Who's the OG Prince, lighting up the zone? Is it Dama Beast or Sav on the throne? Or maybe it's Friday, Flexmas is here. Time to throw some gains and flex without fear. I toss out some questions, looking for the signs. Inside fix is ready, dropping out for lines. I keep on reading, can't look away. Those spicy emojis make my whole day. Then someone yells exit, get off PulseChain. But I ride the waves through pleasure and pain. I live in a limbo of hope and despair, but we're all in this boat and I'm proud to be there. Yeah, I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game. I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game.
All right. Welcome to R2R. Happy, what day is it? Happy Monday? Is it Monday? I forget what day it is. Yeah. Happy Monday night to everybody out there. Welcome to Wreck to Riches. Don't forget, guys, support the channel by smashing that like button. Right? Got to get the YouTube algorithm going. All the way you're going to do that, smashing the like button, subscribing, post notifications, right? And always remember, well, you know what? I got to hit all the social media platforms. We're on 3 right now. The link's in the description. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can watch me on Kick Live. And if you're on X, aka the freedom of speech platform over on Twitter, shout out to Elon Musk, make sure you retweet it. Hit the like button, retweet. Get it out there. Let people know that we're live talking about PulseChain, right? That we're live talking about PulseChain. And always remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm for damn sure not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. Don't ever allow an influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you could get wrecked. All right. But share the stream, guys. You know, we want to do our side of the bargain here. You know, my efforts is to be, you know, one of the faces of PulseChain. Just somebody who talks about it live on the stream. I want to get out there and reach hundreds, thousands of people and help the efforts. I mean, Richard Hart with the free electronic LCD tablets, whether you think it's a cheap little move or not, Dollar Tree tablets, whatever they call it, everyone's got to do their part, especially me. I'm knee deep. I'm knee deep into this for a long time. So I got to spread the word, right? Mandatory. But don't forget, guys, also check out the official R2R live stream and video content on sponsors of the channel. Head over to DexFi.com/bonds, where they have paid out $347,396 in USDC over on base. This is real yield. All right. Get your Ethereum, you mint an NFT bond. You get exposure to their strategies that they use themselves with that expert entry and exit timing. Call it precision managed liquidity and rate setting, all done for you. Right? $2,289,056 worth of ETH has minted 10,874 of these bonded NFTs. They've been minted. APR is 64.08% over on base. And one of the most rock steady investments out there. So don't forget DexFi.com/bonds, the official sponsor of the R2R live streams. Now let's get back to PulseChain. Who's here? MJB Crypto saved me, Richard. You made me laugh last night. You're talking about he was gonna looping his bitness back into another loop, getting caught in the loop, high risk, high reward loops. I think it's funny too, because you know, I see so much money going into that platform. I'm like, dude, I think yesterday I saw $200,000 coming into in an hour's time into like this high risk, like crazy high risk, high reward platform. I'm like, where's that money when it comes to PulseChain? We need it. What's up, Omacho? Save us. I know. Daddy, please. Smash the likes. Yes. Make sure you smash the likes. And always remember, for the price of a Cambodian coffee, you can join the members only category. Links in the description. $2.99 a month. Price of a Cambodian coffee. You get some weekly content. Right now, we're covering, the top DApp on Ethereum. It's not on PulseChain. We're covering Torres and some strategies, and it's been doing pretty well. Surprisingly, one of the better dApps out there, and there's something special coming soon too. I have something special coming. I got a dApp coming. It's not on Pulse, but I think we're all going to appreciate it. So definitely going to be talking about that in the near future. On a long bike ride. Appreciate the stream, brother. Hey, ride that bike. Be safe. I like to smash. When will we peak in Q1? I'm starting to believe PulseChain is 2026 right now. All the cores 2026. Like the extended, like another 2 weeks, another 2 weeks, another 2 weeks, another 2 weeks until we get to 2026. Seems realistic. He goes, yep, that was me diving back into business. I'm such a sucker, but that bitch is paying. I know. It's paid me 2 times over. So 28 days, and I'm almost another 28 days on a third one and a few after that. I'm like, who would have thought, out of all the stuff I threw my money into, that would continue to pay. Now, if I would have put all my money into freaking, this high risk, high reward business stuff, that would have been like the move, because I'm down on everything, but it's okay. I love my PulseChain. I love, my corazón belongs to PulseChain. Let's take a look. Speaking of Richard Hart, I'm sure this annoys him right here. This has to annoy him. The PulseChain treasury tracker. I mean, come on. This is not like what he wanted us to have expectations, but we look at that, right? 166,445 Ethereum. When it's up 14.13%, it's only up 14%. The entire bag is up $88,725,120. Right, so we're above his DCA entry price of 3,733. Everyone was getting super excited because ETH was like coming to $5,000, right? And everyone was like, "We're going to the moon! Here it comes!" Interesting enough, massive retrace, Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything, right? So what did you think PulseChain was going to do? It was going to follow suit, right? So it's been tough. Let's go look at the price of Pulse really quick. What are we at? 4 zeros and a 419. PulseX 4 zeros and a 3. Ink's $1.60. Hex trying to get it to a penny. There's a reason why it hit a penny, though, which leads me to the conversation we're going to talk about tonight, right? Can Richard Hart save PulseChain? You're going to see, here's what I predict that we're going to see in the upcoming months, because I don't think really there's going to be much of anything going on to the new year, to after this year completes, 2026. I'm convinced of it now. And I was told that was the case. And I was like, nah. Even though every time I hear what this person has to say or predict, it's always spot on. I'm like, yeah, man, I see your vision. But the tweet that brought attention to Hex, it's funny to me. Why? We're going to look at the numbers right now. So Richard Hart yesterday on September the 7th, 7:06 p.m. Look at 397,000 views. Out of 397,000 views, only 4,900 likes. A little bit under 2,000 retweets. Where's the community? Come on, people. Come on. But he said they yelled scam at Hex to 10,000x. I wonder if they'll do it again. Right? So obviously, that got people real like excited. Like, you can imagine going on the social media and everyone's like, what is he saying? Like, he's telling you 10,000x, right? And we just saw this big green candle, and now we're here. People are obviously sold into it, and I think they'll sell into it again, and it'll drop down. I think it's going to probably come back down and hit these wicks, fill those, right? 2 zeros and a 7.8. Man, I wonder if we go back down to 2 zeros and a 7.5 and hit these wicks down here. Yeah, probably, likely. But here's the thing, guys. I feel like Richard Hart, for the next few months that are left in 2025, is going to continue to throw tweets out like this in regards to Hex, PulseChain, maybe even some PDI stuff, some hints to the PDI people, hints to, Wrap BTC, all the stuff that he recycles these weird symbolic messages, and then direct and indirect, and just like mind-boggling messages. But I twist things up a little bit further than most people do, because most people weren't around for the 10,000 E-Hex, right? They weren't around for that. I was there. Hey, Tita here, enjoying my morning Cambodian coffee. Hey, it's late over here, so I'm enjoying some ice cold water. Nothing like some ice cold water, but thank you for being here, and thank you for being a member. The price of a Cambodian coffee, $2.99 a month. You can't beat that, right? Can't beat that. So when he talks about the 10,000x with Hex, I think E-Hex. I think nothing but Ethereum, and I think E-Hex, because that's the message. The people that are buying P-Hex are thinking he's talking about P-Hex is going to 10,000x. All right. This is just a copy. All right. It's not a broken copy, because a lot of the copies that got copied, from all the ERC20s that came over, are broken contracts, right? Or not even like have any liquidity, none of that stuff. But the one Billy Gunn that has true back into it, because it was a carbon copy of Ethereum Hex, the OG Hex, right? It's P-Hex. So when I saw that tweet, I'm not thinking P-Hex, PulseChain Hex. I'm thinking Ethereum Hex. Okay. And everyone else was like, I'm buying P-Hex. Either way, the two they're bonded assets at this point. They're bonded with Pulse as well. But I had the feeling of, like if we were going to do another 10,000x, it for damn sure, I couldn't see it realistically happening from a penny, but I can see it happening from 2 zeros and a 1, right? On the 7th, this is 2 zeros and a 1.4, 2 zeros and a 1.5. I can see E-Hex doing that, but we would have to see a drastic drop in P-Hex. I don't know why they're not bonded together at this point. I always thought that was going to be the case. But either way, the one that's going to do the most X's and all of the chain, I believe to this day, is E-Hex, and then PulseX, of course, as well. And it's deflationary, but it's the most wrecked from sacrifice. Hex is the most wrecked chart in all of the core tokens. E-Hex is. So P-Hex, when he says this, right, if you really look at the statement, they yield scam at Hex to 10,000x. I wonder if they'll do it again. That's talking about E-Hex. I mean, I don't take it any other way. Now, if you feel that they're going to move together, which they will, which one is going to give you more X's? E-Hex. That's like a baby amount of liquidity. And it has the most wrecked chart. And it's in a position of where it was many moons ago at a very cheap price. And we saw what happens to cheap Hex. It goes parabolic. during the times when they're good. So that's one of the messages, right, that was going to get things going. It got me thinking about E-Hex, and that's it. But I think he understands that when he tweets like this, he's getting people to sell into the pump. And I think he's going to keep doing this. Is it a form of shaking people out? I guess you can call it that. But at the same time, is it strategic? Because I think he knows that off that tweet, people are going to buy Hex and they're going to dump into it. It's going to go down. It's going to continue to go down. And then there'll be another tweet. And then it'll go up and they'll sell into it. The time frames, if things are to turn around in 2026, because that's what I'm looking at now. I don't have any hope for the next, for the rest of the year. We'll see, hopefully, right? I think we're going to see a lot more tweeting, a lot more people getting these hyped messages from him direct. Now, we could even see, right? And is this saving PulseChain? Maybe at the end of the day, when he tweets and people sell into that, it is shaking out big positions they're ready to sell that will sell later, because he's always said stuff like that. But that's part of the journey as far as getting to that 10,000x or getting even to a 100x, a 200x, 500x. It's interesting because one of the big dips to happen with Hex was the big payday event, that big debacle, the big stake that happened the day before. And it didn't wreck the long-term stakers, but it wrecked everybody who thought they were going to come in and stake the day before big payday and get a payout. He screwed them all. He screwed them all. He literally screwed a lot of people that thought they were going to game it. It didn't work out. And there was a big sell-off. And then it was just off to the races after that. So a lot of these events have taken place like strategically in Richard Hart's world when it comes to Hex. Who will provide the exit liquidity? The influencers that are jumping on these moments. You don't see me go out there when Richard Hart tweets like, buy Hex. You heard on 10,000X. What does he mean? Like, I even saw hexologists all over it. Everybody, all of them, right? Shout out to them. That's what they're here for. They want to promote Hex. They want it to go up. But obviously, I think these are going to be events that continue to take place in the next few months while we struggle. They are going to give people different selling points, different pumps to dump into. And the more of that happens, the more of these big positions you get rid of. Ultimately, I like to see that, right? It's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. Like you get hope, and then you lose hope. You go up and then you go down. So it's just like, gosh, what's going on here, right? Until the entire market decides that it's going to be parabolic and there's going to be an actual bull run where everything succeeds, meaning Bitcoin goes up, dominance goes up, comes back down, ETH takes off, leads the altcoin seasons. We see meme coin season, we see altcoin season. Like everything succeeds like a typical bull market. You can't miss. Will we have that again? I don't know. But if we do, then that's going to be the time where it's going to be up and to the right and leave it behind. And everything that happened in between, which were a lot of big, sell-offs, a lot of big things that triggered pumps that people sold into, those are the people that are left crying. It's madness. It's crazy, right? E-Hex chart is pure disgusting. Trend is your friend. No buy. I don't believe in the trend is your friend stuff or none of that. What I believe is the markets are manipulated, right? So there, you have no friends in crypto. Charts are meaningless in crypto because it's all controlled. And now that the mass majority of crypto is being taken over by even like the Trumps right now. The Trumps right now are like, hey, with the liberty, world liberty. We saw Trump soak the entire meme coin market from Solana to Ethereum, like literally juice the liquidity out of all the killed all PolitiFi meme tokens, soaked liquidity out of every utility and meme token on Solana, You know, there's not a whole lot of utility tokens, but there's mostly memes. And they went into Trump when he launched this meme. We're seeing manipulation at its best. It's no longer just the whales of crypto doing it. There's like Wall Street people are involved, right? The Warren Buffetts of the world. I wouldn't say Warren Buffett, but you know, we've seen Trump and his team. That was a prime example of like, this is the moment we all wanted, adoption. It wasn't going to be grandma or your neighbor adopting it. It's the big money, the smart money, they call it. And they are pulling the strings like, oh, we're going to go up today. You know, oh, we're going to go down today. Oh, the market's doing good. Oh, let's talk about a tariff war. We're slapping a 100% tariff on China. Like, and then you got the feds and all that drama. There's a whole lot of things that are like tying much more into crypto. It's disruptive in our space than ever before, right? You know how much E-Hex, PayHex has left? Not a lot. They did sell most of it. They might have sold all of it, but either way, I know the last time I saw somebody was tracking on Twitter, it was like mostly gone. I think if they're like the final boss, they're now like just an employee, not a boss, right? But either way, the thing about Hex, I think Hex ultimately has to succeed. Take a look. I'll tell you why I'm looking at Sparta, right? So Hex has to succeed on all levels. First level being E-Hex, because you know everybody's laughing at Richard because of the E-Hex chart. He gets the most like hate and has the most disadvantage when it comes to saying anything as far as a 10,000x is concerned, because how bad the chart looks with E-Hex, how far down it's gone. Like the chart people look at it and they're like, shmeh, you know, had nothing good to say. But they were the same people that said it was impossible to hit a penny. When you listen to them back then, they all lost their all their credibility went out the window. Same with Richard, though. All credibility has gone out the window for everybody who can now say, haha, I told you E-Hex was going to be wrecked, right? So for full redemption, for him to save the chain, it's got to start with E-Hex. And E-Hex has to be bonded to P-Hex, and they got to go together. Now, 10,000x, I don't know. But whole lot of X's, yeah, that could happen. I definitely believe and speculate that can happen. So by me loving the Hex, P-Hex, and E-Hex, and E-Hex was what, you know, changed my entire journey in crypto. The leverage play that I've talked about for a long time now, right? The ultimate leverage play is Sparta. What happens to be a tax token? What happens to be a leverage play on Hex, P-Hex, right? And to me, it was like the golden opportunity, like the golden ticket. So I was like, of course, they're going to have a big bag of Hex or E-Hex, mainly when it comes to P-Hex, right? If you want to leverage that position, I tell myself to make even more gains and ride the coattails of P-Hex going to parabolic numbers, I have to have some exposure to Sparta. So that's something that's kind of like when you look at PTGC and it wrote the coattails of PDI, and we saw that happen. And then it's going to eventually write the coattails of the entire ecosystem of Pulse, PulseX, Hex, and all the cores, Inc. We're looking at the opportunity here with Sparta just to really ride a gnarly wave, all right, and be a true leverage with this position. You're going to want to look out for that one. I've been talking about it for a while, and when the time comes, this one is going to be like, I think it's going to rip. It's going to rip. Should I go all in? on a casino slot machine? Are you talking about Bitcoin? You talking about the stock market? Let me ask you, should I go all in? I want to ask you the question. Video game enjoyer, should I go all in? Should I go balls to the wall? Should I risk more than I could afford to lose? Should I risk it for the biscuit? I think some of you that know me probably will know. I'm Sparta. When it comes to Sparta, man, you got to do your own research. You have to go take a look, join the Telegram, join the Twitter, go ask questions, right? Don't allow an influencer to influence you when it comes to this, right? This isn't a Sparta sponsorship. It's not telling you to buy Sparta, but I'm telling you how I see things. So for me, because I'm super bullish with Hex and P-Hex, I'm going to leverage that position into Sparta because everything's a leverage of a leverage. ETH is leverage of Bitcoin. PulseChain is supposed to be a leverage of Ethereum. PTGC is leveraging the ecosystem core token. Sparta is leveraging Hex and E-Hex. And, that's how a lot of the cryptocurrencies work. And then meme tokens are leveraging Ethereum. And it's just a wild game. I will if I do. That's the spirit. All in, all for one. All in, all for one. But yeah, just go check it out. It's not for everybody. Definitely want to see, if that's a fit for you or not. Try to see what else. But yeah, back to good old Richie. Saving PulseChain is not something that I think is like fully in his hands yet. ETH goes to an all-time high beyond the $5,000 with a $6,000 ETH, $7,000 ETH, like some people say. And he does pull from the PulseChain Treasury Fund and inject that capital after we've taken a beating for a long time and people shake themselves out. People sell for a loss, sell for profit, sell into pumps. We've been doing this for how long now? 2.5 years almost. It gets to a point where you just finally have that breakout. And when it happens, it can be parabolic. Now, it could never happen to you. But just as in the back pocket, in case he does want to. Because we all know he could even use his own capital probably. So, really, I don't know. I think you are wrong about that. Laugh out loud. I don't even know what you're talking about. Wrong about what? Don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, I'm probably wrong about everything. You definitely don't want to listen to an influencer. It's entertainment purposes. So I'm glad you say I'm wrong because I probably am. But am I wrong to talk about Nagabo's token? Vouch. Liquid staking on PulseChain. Let's say you lose your credibility anyways when you say the future with certainty is all possibilities. Possibilities for PulseChain are low. Low expectations. Have no expectations, have low expectations. I'd rather aim high and miss than aim low and hits. That is the name of the game. If he goes to 8,000, I'm touching myself in all the naughty areas. When I say it, I don't mean you, by the way. You're a good dude. Good luck to you. I hear you, brother. Thank you. I believe this is Naga's token. Look at that, up and to the right. I commented on this tweet too. Naga put, what do you think is going to win? I think he did a purchase of Vouch and PTGC yesterday, December the 7th. And he said that which one's going to win by the end of the year. And I told him, and I replied to his tweet, and I said, you know what? If you don't get into Vouch, you're going to be sleeping on your parents' couch by the end of the year. And I only say that based off the fact, let's see, you can't liquid stake on PulseChain, idiot. What? What does that mean? I don't know. But I was like, you know, the reason why I say that, because it's $2 million market cap. So if you're competing in a race, PTGC already has $123.7 million market cap. So if it hit $1 billion, which who knows, right? Roughly 9x away from hitting that, 8.5x, whatever it is, versus Vouch, right? A 10x would only be a $20 million market cap, which is nothing in crypto, with $189,000 in liquidity. Since the liquidity is super low, these can take off, be very volatile. They can jump up into the right real hard violently, and they can definitely dip down and never recover violently, or just dip and be volatile. All sorts of things can happen. But in a race, if the people are interested in this and people are like, yeah, I want to buy Vouch, and everyone's like team Vouch, and it grows like onto people and people are like excited about it, then it could have a big run. A lot of times our people get excited about a token and then it dies off, right? Like we saw like the complete massive hype. Look at that. This is when a cup and handle just wrecked. But we saw like the hype of Peacock, and now it's just completely just not overshielded like it was before by everybody. Everybody was jumping on that bandwagon. So now it's like, what about Peacock? You guys aren't excited about Peacock no more? ETH. Validator X allows liquid staking, I think. Oh, I see. Oh, for Vouch token? Oh, you know what? That's a Vouch token. I think that's how they, I don't know. Let's go take a look at the website. I don't even know how it works. For me, it was a blindfolded ape. For me, right? Like, did no research, threw a bag into it, and then went about my day, right? This is a few days back, and now, where did I get in? Like here? I think I'm like somewhere roughly here. Now I'm here. Did no research. This is the first time I'm looking at the actual website, right? I haven't had time to come and be like, oh, dude, like let me read the white paper. Like, nah, bro. I just hey, some people are talking about it that I know that are in R2R and in other groups. Let me throw some on it, you know, because I blindly jump into a lot of things that people that I know get into. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, it's my first time looking at it. I don't even know what I'm looking at this point, too. Liquid staking on PulseChain, get your share of PulseChain yield. I believe they were making money off validators or something. Yeah. I don't know. I'm happy where the numbers at. Tell you one thing. I don't mind selling and taking some profit, though. Which, at what point, I don't know. We'll see how much steam this Vouch token gets. But compared to PTGC, they'll probably win the race. I mean, it's much lower market cap. That's my train of thought. I don't know. You should stack XRP and chill. I already did. This is like my third YouTube channel. My original YouTube channel, I used to do videos of me buying XRP on camera at half a penny. I don't know. Some of you guys used to follow my old channel too. And I would be on my way to work to talking about XRP. Like, I don't like XRP because it's the banks. And then I was like, you know what? And then I started making videos. You know what? XRP, you got to beat them. If you can't beat them, join them. And then I started buying it on Bittrex. And at the time, these videos too, I was like, why am I getting so many hits? One of my XRP videos where I was buying XRP below a penny, after it went to $1, hit like 65,000, 85,000 views. And I got rid of that channel. I was like, I'm bored of crypto again. I've been doing this for far too long. So, you know, Bitcoin at $200, I bought ETH at $7, but XRP, yeah, I bought XRP for half a penny. And back in those days, I would tell people it's going to be $1. And then if it hits $1, it's going to go to $10. And then I remember selling like at 2 and it goes to 3. I was like, oh my gosh. You know, it's the saddest thing too, because I had so much XRP, but between 2 old Bittrex accounts, I have roughly, and I can never retrieve it, right? Because at the time when I was moving my XRP to secure wallets that I could access, I had so much of it because it was super cheap. I never thought at that time when I was buying it at half a cent that it would get to where it was that fast. I was thinking like a long time. But I've checked on the blockchain between 2 Bittrex wallets. And remember, Bittrex went down, and I went and I looked at all the emails. They sent me so many emails like, get your crypto off, we're going down. It's like 14,000 XRP I left on Bittrex. And I wasn't like in a rush even at the time when it was that price, when I was getting the emails, if I would have read them. But I just remember seeing them and then not getting around to them. I was like, are these scam emails? Like, Bittrex isn't going down. Sure enough, I just left it on there. But yeah, crazy how that happened. But yeah, XRP, that would be the stupidest thing to buy right now for me. Imagine buying XRP right now. Like, it's for the banks to use. So it's not like really a big deal for retail investors. The banks could use it to get cheap transactions to overseas or anywhere they want without paying like a gnarly Western Union fee and all that to do national transactions. So, I mean, who knows? You know, they say $10, whatever. Like, all the people that talk about XRP now, they're like, I bought XRP at $1. Like, bro, I remember putting 10 grand. Like, my first $10,000 investment was XRP at half a cent. And I was just, you just don't know what you possess at the time. I mean, I knew. But that didn't, over the years, that wasn't my biggest gain. It was definitely Hex. Pulse is down 90% versus ETH so far. Not seeing positive correlation, more like negative correlation. Yeah. That's why it's like this Richard Hart to have to come and save this bad boy. And my speculation is like, yeah, I don't see, like, we haven't seen when ETH is doing good that it starts to do good itself. So that's why, like, when I say the leverage is on a leverage on a leverage, I go, I don't know about ETH and a PulseChain actually being a real leverage on it. The leverage on it is the SAC funds, right? Like, the leverage is the SAC funds. The SAC funds go beefed up at the higher price, and it's like, okay, now I could see the possibility of a massive amount of money coming in and bringing money to these low cap gems and them taking off. So, you know, remember token printing 1% again? Signs of life from the OG WebSep ecosystem? No way. Don't tease me. Let me go see. That's crazy. I think even the guy who made the website that only wasn't getting paid to do it, he even bailed out. Let me go see if that website for Printers is still on there. One of the dudes, like a lot of the admins have walked off. Let's take a look here. Yeah. Remembers at 0.96%. Where is this dude, man? Just where did he go? I mean, I guess he was not really like talking a whole lot for a while there. People were holding him to the fire. Holding his feet to the fire. But it's paying 1%. That's interesting. I don't want to get excited and start buying it though. I need to see something. Oh, let's go look at P-Dye. That could be coming from Richard Hart. I think there's going to be a whole nother stream of chaos when it comes to P-Dye. Total chaos. Whether it makes it go up or down. So far, there was a lot of drama with that Better Bank. It ain't much better than a real bank. That thing, you guys know what happened, but the P-Dye drama, man. You can only get silence when it comes to P-Dye drama for a short amount of time, for a limited amount of time. Something's about to start to pop off. Now, what will it be? I think it's a RH tweet. I'm calling it right now. I think there's going to be a tweet here soon that's going to start spinning the wheels of the P-Dye maxis and the P-Dye haters and the P-Dye watchers. You know, everyone looks at it. Everyone has a thought, an opinion. Prepare yourself for something soon. Okay? I think Richard's going to shake things up. And I'm talking directly from Richard Hart. I think you're going to see Richard Hart start to make sudden movements, not just on Hex with that tweet, but you're going to start seeing some other things. He's going to start feeling the power of his tweets and what it does, whether it's up or down, and see what community sells into what. Is it every token he tweets about and it pumps, they sell into it? And don't be shocked if like he hints like, maybe this one comes first. Should I live stream again? Maybe he puts a poll out. Should I live stream again? There will be a massive pump if he does that. And then people will sell into it. And when that happens, that's literally getting people to sell their bags. Call it a shakeout, call whatever you want. People will sell into the pumps. Until it's time for definitely for the ecosystem to go up whenever that time is, right? Because timing is everything, and I don't got a crystal ball. Then everything can go up and to the right. Then you got to charge your. So like the perfect universe is these periods keep on happening, ups and downs. And then ETH goes 6,000, 7,000. If it can, if it will, if it must, I don't know. And we see injections from the SAC funds. That's the perfect universe. That's us seeing crazy numbers. Now, the window of opportunity to sell in those crazy numbers is going to be like that window of opportunity when the 10,000x happened with Hex. You could have sold at 30 cents, 35 cents, 40 cents, 45 cents, and then above. Or you could have been like a lot of people who got greedy or felt more bullish than they should have been. They're like, I'm holding to $1. And they wrote it all the way down and probably sold it at numbers they wish they could have sold at higher numbers, or wrote it all the way down and round tripped almost where it's at. Got the free copy and, you know, still. Interesting times. Prepare for the shakeup. Not even like shakeouts. It's time to shake things up. I think it's time to shake things up. And it's due to the whole marketing, the LCD tablets and all that. Like, we're going to see a lot of weird stuff start to happen. There could be farms that launch. There could be, just prepare yourself for anything to happen, because it probably will. And it probably is going to make you want to buy. And you might buy and it might dip. But at some point, it's got to dip and go up and never come back, is what we hope. And that's going to take a good old Richie tweet. What did he tweet today? Will you volunteer in Marietta, California for a nonprofit promoting free and open source tech? They're sending out hundreds of thousands of free electronic LCD tablets. Contact that nonprofit using Simplinks. Nah, I'd rather just live stream, bro. I ain't trying to do all that. The SAC funds are like EOS to me. Remember that situation back in 2017? Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, like, if we don't ever see the money come in again. I mean, I speculate that it'll be used, but you know, there was a lot of money raised for PulseChain, and that ETH hasn't been used for anything but sitting there. We've seen some of it come in and inject into the ecosystem, and you know, I don't know. EOS is different though, right? EOS, when that happened, what was it, like $4 billion plus or something like that with their ICO? It raised, I think it was like 4 billion. I can't remember the exact number, but it was one of the biggest ones ever in crypto history. And I just remember thinking, man, this is like going to be super disruptive, right? Because you see all this money coming into it, and yeah, it just turned out to like a nothing burger. I don't even know if anything ever developed, or you can develop, or anyone ever wants to develop, or if it's even something that's being thought about. But at this time, I think, no, you can't blame the SEC going after EOS either, because the SEC went after EOS and they settled for like 25 million, something like that, with the SEC, and that was back in like 2019, something like that. But yeah, they raised about doubled in PulseChain. Does anybody ask EOS, where did the ETH go? Where did the ETH go? Where did that $4 billion in Ethereum go for EOS? I mean, you raise $4 billion, and the SEC settles 24 million, and that's all you had to pay. So Richard could have technically did that, but instead he beat them in court, which no one's ever done. But it's not headlined. Like, it was headlines in a big moment for us. We're like, yeah, like, hell yeah, you know? It wasn't like on the news. It wasn't mainstream media, crypto news outlets reported here, some of them, but they didn't make a big deal out of it, as much of a big deal as it is. All right, look at every cryptocurrency that has settled or lost. But EOS, $4 billion ICO, slap on the hand, SEC fine of $24 million or a settlement. It's mind-boggling. You just remember, it's funny you brought up EOS, and things that I forgot about in crypto just like flew back into my head. So now I'm like, I forgot about that. So I'm not lying when I tell people I've probably forgotten more about crypto than you probably ever will know. Like those PulseChain guys. I didn't get the invite to the PulseChain conference 2025. Damn it, I ain't gonna get an invite 2026, 2027 either. They don't like me. I don't like them either. Shout out to Matty Allen. Shout out to Matty Allen. I mean, yeah. I mean, most of those guys out there can't stand me. It just is what it is. I don't answer to nobody. I don't ride the coattails of other influencers. I'm not trying to like ride the P-Dye waves and get everyone to love me. I'm just like, hey, I talk about all this stuff and I have my moments. I can hate them or love them, but don't forget to pound that like button. Drop a comment. All right, let's see how many likes we have. I hate to see this because it's, oh my gosh. Yeah. Only 10 likes on YouTube. And we have 37 people watching on X, 30 people on YouTube. So, I mean, hey, man, I talk about PulseChain. If you love PulseChain and you want the algorithms on X and Twitter to promote your bags, let them know there's an influencer on here. Pound the like button, retweet, get the news out. But in the words of Richard Hart, tonight's numbers are limp D numbers. So for that reason, I'm out. Yeah, dog.
I wake up in the morning, telegram in hand. Heart to our community, the coolest in the land. Cheese cream drops a joke, got me laughing loud. Then I start to scroll down through the daily crowd. Who's the OG prince, lighting up the zone? Is it Dama Beast or Sav on the throne? Or maybe it's Friday, Flexmas is here. Time to throw some gains and flex without fear. I toss out some questions, looking for the signs. Inside fix is ready, dropping out for lines. I keep on reading, can't look away. Those spicy emojis make my whole day. Then someone yells exit, get off PulseChain. But I ride the waves through pleasure and pain. I live in a limbo of hope and despair, but we're all in this boat and I'm proud to be there. Yeah, I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DexFi game. I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DexFi game.